morning, everybody. This is Terry Crosby, Community Ambassador for the Taylor Automotive family. I am ecstatic today, this morning. I really, really am. I have two special guests here that I love and adore genuinely. I really, really do. I have Stayce Fowler here, owner of the Pursuit magazine, and her son. Now, let me tell you something about her son, right? Felix is her son, right? Mm-hmm. When I first seen this guy, this mountain of a man this morning, I was like, oh my God, for once I'm gonna have to behave myself, okay? But yeah.
I'm usually the small guy around basketball players.
He's a gentle giant.
But guys, thank you for coming in. It's really an honor to have you here in our studios.
Thank you.
It really, really is. I've been trying to get Stayce here for quite some time now, and so you're finally here now.
There I am, and I appreciate you asking and wanting to bring us on to talk about what we're doing.
Absolutely.
For sure.
So I just want to kick into a few things really. Stayce is the producer of Pursuit magazine. She's the owner. Felix, actually, her son actually works a part of the Pursuit team, and recently you had your magazine launch.
Yes, we did.
And I was a part of the fashion show.
You did a great job. Oh my goodness. And he was such a natural. You were just fabulous. We knew we wanted you to be last, to bring up the rear, to bring it on home, and you did just an amazing job. So we appreciate you taking your time, because that was a volunteer time.
Right.
Yeah. And we just appreciate all the community folks that were involved in that, and that's what we're about.
Well, we're going to get back to the fashion show, right?
Okay, all right.
But I just want to talk a little bit, and Felix, pop in whenever you feel like it. This magazine, Pursuit magazine.
Yes.
So tell me all about this. I know this is you guys' baby, all right?
Yeah.
So we want to hear all about this. Give us the juice on the Pursuit magazine.
So, it's just a passion of mine, and by extension of me, my children, because this is a family business.
Okay.
Yes. I have my daughter Alexis, who also works in the business, and my stepdaughter Dallas, who lives in Los Angeles, who also works in the business.
Okay.
And our goal is to reach community. It's to reach community, to inspire community, to actually pursue what their dreams are, right? And we just believe that it takes community to help uplift us all.
Absolutely.
For sure. And so we have Felix here, who's actually more of a technical person and strategy and thinker. So, he could chime in and tell you a little bit about.
So you do the analytics.
You can say that. Analytics, strategy, a mix of the two. We're right now actually moving into becoming a global media organization, which is bigger than just magazines. So that'll be just one of our arms. Right?
Oh, wow.
We're looking to do something similar to this, which is a studio type of situation where we'll have news that we can drip feed every day to the community, which will help our community in various ways.
Right.
Small business, which has been a focus of her life, which actually led to this magazine. Talk about that.
Yeah, definitely. So, my goal was to work and collaborate with other business owners, because I believe that in working together, we all rise together.
Absolutely.
So a lot of what you'll see in here are actually business owners who are actually industry experts. They are writing their own articles in here, and most of them have, like I said, they're consultants. They are they have their own financial businesses, right?
They're entrepreneurs.
They're entrepreneurs.
Right.
They're entrepreneurs.
And
they have a lot to say.
Field.
And yes, they're experts at what they're talking about, right? So we bring a lot of that together, right? We work together to actually, rise. Together.
And you know what? Based on what you just shared with us, that is so important. I was just thinking real deeply then when you're explaining that. That is so very, very vital when you have the opportunity to kind of highlight the outstanding work that other individuals are doing.
Yeah, so the goal is, to talk about people doing wonderful things, right? Because when someone's reading our magazine, they can say, oh, this person started like this, and they didn't have it easy. You know,
Right.
everything didn't go their way in order for them to be successful.
Mm-hmm.
So let me read about that, and we tell those stories, because then you say, okay, if they did it, I know I can do it too.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's so inspiring,
It's so inspiring.
and I'm so really glad to hear that you guys are kind of seeking different industry and highlighting, the outstanding work that individual doing doing, or their business is doing.
Right.
I mean, that's very impactful.
Yeah.
And you're focusing on that each edition, right?
Each edition. So the printed edition is done quarterly.
Okay.
But we're online monthly.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So we're constantly having the stories out there.
So just real quick, while we talk about online, what is it? How can they get you online?
Yes. It's thepursuitmag.com.
Okay.
Yep.
That's pretty
Please
simple.
go out there and support us for sure. You can do a subscription annually, but you also have opportunities to see what's up and coming.
Right.
Be invited to some live streams that we're going to be doing this year. So it's going to be pretty impactful.
I am so excited. I really, really am. Young man, I shouldn't say. I am going to say young man. I didn't say small man.
I appreciate it.
Felix, just hit us up a little bit about the media world. You said you're actually developing not just to Pursue magazine, but you're going into some global stuff. So just give us.
We're actually trying to position ourselves as a global media organization that mostly is prominent in the Black and Brown communities.
Okay.
Something like along the lines of a BT, but actually giving our people information, not just entertaining them.
Okay.
As a form of entertainment. As a form of entertainment. As a form of news, I think that we offer a good niche and a good avenue for our people to see things that are positive in our community versus just the negative, because we do focus on negative a lot. And I think that when even people like Bethany House, we can help.
This was right.
We can help shed a little light on that situation because we don't even know about it, and that's the problem that we see in our communities. We don't know about these things, so to highlight it on a global scale, and I think that will be beneficial for our people all across the world because we're everywhere. We just don't know what's going on.
That's very impactful.
Talk about the resources that are available, like Bethany House and places like that.
Absolutely. Because we have so much negativity going on right now in our country.
For sure.
All over the world, really, And I just try to be a positive light whenever I can,
That's right.
I created, or me and China created a dance video up here about 3 or 4 years ago. And I just thought I'm gonna showcase that again, just to so people can laugh, they can smile, do whatever, because we always want to kind of focus on the negative things.
Definitely.
So Felix, I'm really glad when you said that. We want to focus on the positive things.
And it's called Pursuit Nation Network.
Oh, wow, okay.
PNN for short, as funny as
Is it covering just major news, or is it covering sports?
So it'll be covering all of those things.
Oh, okay.
People in sports, for example, our people, when we get into the sports arena, we don't often know how to handle our finances.
Right.
Things like that. People who have been there, done that, they can offer a lot of insight into how to do things the right way. All right.
Absolutely.
People like you who offer a lot of insight to younger people who don't even know what they should be doing.
Absolutely.
So I think that's important. I think a lot of people would benefit.
I mean, I love that. I've been approached lately by several young entrepreneurs in Toledo, and they're just reaching out, for me to kind of just help them develop further.
That's so important.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we actually have our media launch, which will be in March. If she wants to talk about that.
Okay,
More about
let's hear about that.
So one of the things we wanted to do was to highlight sports in a way that we don't want to just talk about the athletes who play, right? What else surrounds the industry of the sports industry, right? You have people who coach, you have people who are attorneys that work with young people, like with the NIL, right? Issues. So we want to talk about all of that in our March issue. And what we plan to do is anytime, like we had the launch for this particular issue.
And the fashion show.
Each time we have a launch, we will have an event.
Okay.
So our goal is this time we're going to live screen our next person who will be on the cover, which we're not actually announcing. That's part of the, the allure, right?
Right.
But it will be spectacular and it will be live streamed, so you have to watch out for that.
Okay, that's absolutely wonderful. That it's just amazing, and I just wanted to touch base on the fact that this is going to be out 4 times a year, correct?
4 times, the book will be out 4 times a year.
Okay.
But monthly, we're always having content on our website, so you have to become a subscriber, which I hope most people do. It's not it's nominal fee, and you have access to everything that we're doing, everything that we're talking about.
Okay.
There's a lot going on in Black and Brown communities.
Absolutely.
And we're not only telling their stories, we're telling stories that are important to them.
Right.
Right?
Right.
So, when we say Black and Brown, that's our focus.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously that information comes from a lot of different places.
Right. And I believe this carries on to Atlanta, Georgia.
Yes, it does.
It carries on to New York City.
Yes, it does.
Right. And we haven't even spoke about that.
Right. So as a matter of fact, for the March book, we will have watch parties in each one of those cities.
Oh, wow.
So our writers are in each one of those cities, and we chose those cities because they're vibrant,
Right.
They're, New York, when you think about Harlem, right? That's where everything is created, as far as I'm concerned.
Right.
And for Black and Brown communities.
It's the birthplace.
I know, right? Atlanta, right? And Los Angeles, because actually my children were born in Los Angeles.
Okay.
And my stepdaughter actually lives there, and she's very well connected there. And she has a background in digital magazines. So, so that's why we're in those cities.
I'm excited for you guys. Felix, before we close, do you have anything last comments you'd like to make, sir?
Definitely. So, looking forward into the future. Like you said, our website right now is thepursuitmag.com.
Right.
We're looking to acquire.
Just say that again.
Thepursuitmag.com.
Okay.
Right. And soon enough, we'll be starting our PNN website, which is our Pursuit Nation Network media website.
When you say soon enough, when are you forecasting? You don't really want to say?
No, yeah, we can.
Okay.
We're forecasting this summer to have it up and running, in which they'll also feature a holistic store in there, so you'll be able to buy some holistic remedies and T-shirts and whatnot, merch. Yeah. So we're looking forward to that.
That we'll be collaborating with others on, so just keep that in mind, yes.
Well, you know what? As being a community leader and representing the Taylor Automotive family and our community, I'm so looking forward to partner with you guys.
Of course.
Absolutely.
And you guys were a great supporter for our launch, and we thank you. And we thank you for your time as well.
I appreciate that.
We just look forward for many things to come.
All right. Well, guys, thank you very much for coming in. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
I wish you all the best. Good luck.
Appreciate it.
Hope you enjoyed the Steve Taylor Community Connection. So, see you next time.